Hi everyone, it's me Darlene. We are going to make an easy quilt block tonight. I am using two different prints. I have like, I don't know, kind of a brownish zebra or something, and a floral, because I like weird to be mixed together. I'm going to be cutting a rectangle out of each of these, and we are going to be revisiting the half rectangle triangle, which is like a half square triangle, only it's rectangles. I looked back to see how I even made that block in the previous video, and I was blown away by what happened on the quilt board that I did. I don't even remember coming up with all those designs. So go ahead and watch that video. I'll put a card up here somewhere. It will also be in the description box and on the end screen. You must go check it out. But we're going to be doing something similar but different. So I'm just going to cut two rectangles. I'm going to press this. I'm going to go ahead and cut rectangles 5 by 10. So if you have a layer cake that you'd like to use up, you could use all the different prints. It would be like a nice scrappy quilt. You would just take one of your layer cake squares, which are 10-inch squares, and you would cut it in half, and that would give you two 5 by 10 rectangles. So easy peasy. All right, let me press and cut. I'll be right back. Here is what I have. Two rectangles, 5 wide, 10 inches tall. I am going to take one and flip it over, and we're going to draw a line on the diagonal. And if your ruler isn't long enough, use a yardstick or whatever straight thing you have in your house. And it doesn't matter what you use to mark the line, because we will be cutting on that line. Take your not marked piece and lay it down, right sides up. The one that has the diagonal, normally we are used to putting things together like this and then sewing on each side of the line. But in this case, we are doing a little twist. This top of the line goes on this corner, and this line goes on this corner. Just like that. And since we're twisted, I'm going to put a couple of pins, just so I don't lose my place. One on each side. Now I am going to go sew on each side of the diagonal about 1/4 of an inch. I'm just using my foot as the guide. And then I'll show you up close. And this is what I have. You can see my line, and I sewed down each side. Hard to see the thread. If it's a little confusing here, go watch the other video, because I show you, I think, in a better way. But again, you just take your diagonal line. Instead of having your fabrics lined up, you just turn it, and you put your diagonal in this corner to this corner and pin it, and you'll be golden. Only trouble is, I don't know if this is going to actually work the way I want, because I don't know how it's going to affect the size of the block because of the seam allowance, but we're just going with it. Now you just cut on that line that you drew. You can use your rotary cutter, or you can use scissors. Wow, that was fancy. Did you see that? I'm a fucking magician. And I'm going to press open. Pretty cool, huh? They're identical, so we like that. However, we are going to do one step further. And this is where I said you can go look at the other video, and there's many ways you can do this. In the other video, I had used some different colors, though. I used like 2 background and 2 different whatever. Go check it out. You're going to like it. What I'm going to do, though, is I'm going to cut these blocks in half. So it's going to give me 4 blocks to play with. Now, the cool thing is, this ended up being 4.5 inches wide. So that's cool. So I want it to be 9 inches tall, because 4.5 times 2 is 9. And then when I cut, I'll have an even block. Right now, it's measuring almost 10, but you'll see both ends have unevenness. Where are you? Because of the way that we do the rectangle thingy. So I'm just going to trim some on each end, and that's going to just about give me perfect 9. So now I have a 9 by 4.5, and I'm just going to cut that in half at 4.5. 1, 2, 3, 4.5. And I will do the same with the other. 1, 2, 3, 4.5. And now we have 4 blocks that I'm going to be able to do all kinds of things with on the quilt board. And you'll see there's 2 like this with points, little points, and there's 2 like this. So it's going to give me like way more options than I really want. Now when you see this on the quilt board, that's coming up in 2 seconds, I will be making some with just this type of block. I'll be making some with just this type of block. So obviously you would get some of both, but what you could do is if you like the looks of things, you could make a bunch of blocks like this and make 2 separate quilts. You could make one quilt with just these, one quilt with just these, or you can mix them up and do whatever you want. So quilt board is coming right up. Please subscribe so you don't miss any of my easy quilt blocks. I love doing them, and I will be back with more soon. Thanks so much for watching. Bye!